It's the Judas resurrection. Why do you call it the Judas resurrection? It's because I know somebody might know this. I don't talk about it too much. I try not to talk about all the stupid shit that I'm forced to see every day that makes me think something. I go, what the fuck? And I do a video about what the fuck. I'm curious. It's a human trait. I really want to know what the fuck. But I've gotten drawn away. And the idea with the Judas resurrection, when I was at 90.5 FM KSJS San Jose, I, Coyote Peak, woo! I was the dawn of betrayal. And then I disappeared. I finished my education and I went in one day and I think I talked to Sage. And while he was doing a show, I walked into the studio and I said, they won't have Judas to kick around anymore. And I got the fuck out of there. And I disappeared. And that's what this Judas resurrection thing is. If anybody knows me from back in the late 90s and early 2000s from San Jose radio, it's a highly acclaimed college radio station. They wouldn't let me get away. They said, we don't care if you pass the test or not. You're going on the air. I'm like, And I was with Sharon Jennings and Andrew Kirby, and Pure Legend was my mentor. These people, they wanted me to be around. And so I did it. But I disappeared. And there's something that I have to say. That's it. That's the reasoning behind this being called the Judas resurrection, because I'm back, baby. But what you don't realize is that maybe you realize, I have forgotten all about metal over the last many years. And in it, I make this show about that, but I don't live within it. And I can tell you, there is something about rock and roll that is fantastic. And it's not just rock and roll, I'm sure. Anything. I've seen the Carmina Burana, whatever the hell it is, the Battle Creek Symphony Orchestra do this Carmina Burana, I think it's called. I've seen them do the movie from The Omen. Oh, it's fantastic. It's not just about metal, it's rock and roll. This whole classic rock thing, this whole, living and just watching something is fantastic. Classical music, classic rock. I'm a big fan of Willie and Waylon and Merle Haggard most of all, I suppose. But the thing that we miss when we say, well, they're not so great, I heard them on the radio. You see a band live, this is what I'm coming up to. I'm trying to talk like somebody that's a metal DJ. I don't want to fake everybody's impression of what I'm supposed to be. So here it is. I saw Night Ranger live. I saw Winger live. I saw Night Ranger in a bar. I saw Winger in the Battle Creek State Theater, or no, Kalamazoo, maybe. I don't know. I saw these people live that aren't supposed to be that great. People are like, oh, they're just fluff. And I watch them in concert and I say, wow, to see this happening in front of you, it really does bleed into you. And you realize there's a reason, no matter what people say about the the value of their music. You realize they got there because they were good. And to see something live, it takes it from somebody else's tale and turns it into an art, because you get to feel it for yourself. And I am going to tell you, it's about AC/DC. This is about AC/DC. I saw AC/DC at Castle Farms in Charlevoix, Michigan. You know that place where the Leopold and Loeb boys that killed that bum their parents owned, that they made a movie out of with, I think it was Orson Welles. It was called Compulsion. They made a music theater out of it, which all of northern Michigan came together at. And you would go to concerts and you would see people that you didn't know, but they were from another town. And over time, you did know them. They were your friends, but you were from another town. And the only time you ever saw these friends was when you were at Castle Farms in the parking lot drinking and pissing in the tree line and watching your brother beat the shit out of somebody, and everybody says, hey, your brother's beating it. And you go and you look, and afterwards you go, why'd you do that? I just wanted to see somebody bleed. That fits in with the Castle Farms concept, I suppose, Leopold and Loeb. But I saw AC/DC there. And I'd heard AC/DC on the radio growing up. And, you know, you think, okay, it's radio. You go da-da-dun, 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 da-da-dun. Woo! I'm on the highway to hell, man. But to see them live, I was standing there and watching Angus Young. I mean, I already felt the glory of real life watching this thing come in front of us. But to watch Angus Young go up like 7 stacks of speakers into the sky, jumping down and dropping with a hand in the air, playing one-handed, and he's just banging shit. Drop down to the next set of speakers, banging shit. Dropping down to the next speakers, banging shit. Never missing a key. One-handed. It's like, oh, if this is what music is, if this is art, I'm on the highway to hell.